What do you mean there's no waffles? Prime, I blame you for this.
So Legacy's been a bit of a thing for a while. So, Legacy Armada Megatron. What to say about it? It's a nice figure, but it's kind of disappointing. I know that might be a controversial opinion, that might be a common opinion. I'll talk about that a bit more later. But, so, the packaging of the box, we've got nice Legacy art on the side. We've got most of pretty much all of what he does on the back. Now, I'll talk a bit more in a moment on what he does. We've also got actually really nice art on the side there. Legacy Evolutions. Now, I note the considerable lack of Transformers Energon figures. And aren't we like the 20th anniversary for Energon? Seriously, that series deserves at least some respect. Anyway, enough of me grumbling about that and the way the fans dreaded the series, because I actually quite liked the series. We have Armada Megatron. So, this is not the best tank former out there. Far from it. See, I can't physically move the turret back further than that, and I can't move the turret back further than that. Now, I don't know if the original figure did that back in the early 2000s, but, you know, a figure does do that? It does do better? The crappy Siege one. Like, I do not like Siege Megatron's design. But you can see that the turret spins all the way around. It was a choice. And I'd say it's a bad choice. Partly because this figure is $100 Australian. It was over $100 Australian. Thank you, the ability to lay-buy and pre-order things. I treat pre-orders as kind of a lay-buy thing, where you're lay-buying the thing before it actually comes out. Helps if you know whether things are good or not. I don't think Horizon Forbidden West was worth that much, but I really should replay that game with less of a sour mindset. But that's for its own video. Anyway, so as comparison-wise, here's how he compares to Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave ought to be bigger. It's a bit ridiculous, I know. Legacy Hot Shots. I don't have the new one. That was the newest Hot Shot that I've got. $60, $70, and it just comes with Jolt. Kind of an underwhelming deal. The Cybertron repaint of Demolisher. Armada Sideways. Legacy Starscream. Let's just put them there. Like, you can see the size of them from there. Let's compare them to some Armada Autobots. Not that I have many. Hotshot. Red Alert. Now, his vehicle mode is as long almost as Red Alert's. He's about as big as long as Red Alert, only slightly wider. That's a trend that's continued in robot mode. The shoulders kind of improve things, but yeah, let's get to transforming this guy, and I'll share my full thoughts. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 and we are done, and I can stop. And we have him in robot mode. So, posability wise, You can move his legs. Knees go kind of that much. There's a swivel. His arms can do that. Like you've got swivel ability, you've got spin ability, you've got that much rotation on there. The fingers can be turned. The feet can be put down to a degree, but it's not how they're designed. So they basically they lock into position. You could probably hear the audible click. His head can't really pose upwards. Like he has a little bit of posing thanks to a ball joint, and his claws love to just come off. You can spin, at least you can 360 his head, but you can't up and down it very much. There's a fly. Show you bugger. So, okay, so his turret does have enough. Let's actually just lift the arm up a bit. His turret does have enough depression to be able to get underneath it. To be able to get underneath him. Maybe it has more than me. Oh yes, I will make jokes about my own mental health. So you can have his gun go there. Now the barrel of that gun can actually go off and plug into the peg on his hand. So you can have him doing peg shots. I'm so tempted to make adult jokes, but I'll leave them to Bruty Jaxus. And he can put the gun on his other hand, so he can be holding a gun. But the way with how his shoulders work, actually having him pose is a bit awkward. Let's just swing that around. Now he can actually do a version of what the Armada one did, where you can actually have the entire front turret section around here, but with him not having anywhere for leader 1 to plug into, there's no, that little whole pin thing there would have been where leader 1 plugged in, and there used to be something else that had the option to plug on there too. Come on, Megatron, behave. I know your shoulders don't have anywhere to peg in. It's a constant problem with this, with Legacy, it seems. For, like, the bigger figures. Had the same problem with the last one that I did. So yeah, you can have him have his turret go around there. The turret can't, that's at its maximum point on there, and that's its maximum point there. But his shoulders deciding they don't want to stay in place is kind of a common thing that Dreadwing has with him. That's about the only time I've shown Dreadwing on camera today. He can hold minicon weapons from Armada to a degree. Now there's a particular term for that type of port. Now I'm using the worst one out of the Star Saber retools and repaints, because it's a worse retool on account of the fact that the pin on it is way too short. And I'm going to have to actually stand him back a bit so you can see him with the sword, because it don't want to stay. Sort of does nowadays because there's residue from glue in there. But when I got it, it did not want to stay together. Okay, let's take the Star Saber away from him. Or Dark Star Saber, or Dark Saber. I wonder if this is the origin of him having Dark Sabers. So, comparison-wise, here's how Legacy Hotshot compares to him. Kind of tiny. Kind of tiny. Here's how Armada Preceptor without his head compares. So, that really kind of says how small Legacy Hotshot is. Here's how he compares to a different Megatron. So in terms of Legacy figure scaling, Dreadwing, Knockout, Starscream, RC, Bulkhead, and Hotshot. What a motley crew. Megatron's... He kind of fits in with them. Were it not for the tank tracks, he would not be tall. He probably would only just be taller than Dreadwing. And here's how he compares with Tidal Wave. Barely fits in frame. Here's how he kind of compares with Tidal Wave. It's kind of comical. Finally, Tidal Wave seems in scale. But Tidal Wave scale's been all over the place, let's be honest. I don't have Armada Optimus, the Legacy version, or the original version, to actually compare them against each other, which, yeah. While we're at it. Let's give Armada Megatron the Star Saber. So yeah, I also don't have any Unicron or Primus figures to compare them against. Or Metroplexes of any generation. Wouldn't mind the Legacy one, but that price tag. So, the point that I find disturbing is that, or find sad, is that there are minicon ports on Bulkhead. A figure that came, last year? But there are none on Megatron. You know, the figure that historically had an abundance of minicon ports on there, which is what left a lot of artifacts in the design on this figure. So, and as a bonus, Energon Prime, or Chonkimus Prime. Finally, an Optimus he seems in scale with. I mean, Legacy's kind of caused Optimus to go down in scale in a lot of the other versions. I haven't got the newest one, on account of it being nearly $200. Ouch, no! That kind of money is reserved for Warhammer, and even then, I barely can afford Warhammer. Especially now, but yeah. Anyway, so here's kind of how the Emperor of Destruction himself goes. I'm just going to adjust this tripod. Okay, so that is Armada Megatron. He can sort of pose at you. Okay, I've had him pose with Klee. But yes, that whole, you have something of mine, hand it over immediately, or suffer the consequences. Or, the minicons, they're here, I can feel it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
In the name of the Decepticons, subscribe!
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Bye. Squat Shot isn't real. He can't hurt you. Squat Shot.